Hi everyone. It's been pouring for days, and so what better way to spend the morning making a new video? Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm discussing a paper that's been published in TESOL Journal in 2018. You can find the link and the reference below here. As several studies have shown, in spite of some significant recent educational reforms in Japan, English teaching at the primary school level in Japan is problematic. Many Japanese teachers continue to feel anxious. They lack confidence in their ability to teach English in the classroom, and there's often a lack of provision of training as well. And so the English instruction at the primary school level in Japan is a fascinating but complex issue. In light of these concerns, I set out to conduct a study that explored ways to assist primary school teachers in Japan with teaching English to their students, potential ways, I should say. The objectives of the study was to research a popular local, that's important, teaching approach used by a group of female tutors or teachers to see if some of the findings could be relevant to primary school teachers in Japan. This led me to the Labo Teaching Information Center and researching the Labo party or the Labo approach. Labo views foreign language learning as fun and a natural process for which in-house produced bilingual storybooks are used, as well as songs and dramas. I thought these aspects, or pedagogical aspects, could potentially be relevant to teaching English at the primary school context or primary school level in Japan. So what were the research questions? For the first one, as you can see here, what are the characteristics of a Labo party, and what are pedagogical practices does a tutor use during her party? The second research question was, given the limited support and training to non-native primary school teachers of English receive, which of these practices show the greatest potential to be used by N-Nest teaching English to primary school students? So these were the research questions that guided my study. What about the methodology? Well, I visited 3 Labo parties that were taught by 3 female tutors. The parties were located in the greater Kansai area. The parties were taught by 3 highly experienced Labo tutors. They've been with Labo between 13 and 27 years. Party 1 had 15 children. They were aged between 5 and 13. Party 2 had 5 children, aged 8 to 10. And Party 3 had 8 children, aged 8 to 13. I visited, as I said, 3 parties, and I conducted 7 observations. Okay, so 1 party was observed 3 times. Then I interviewed each tutor about some of the issues I observed and some of the questions I had and some of the questions that arose during my observations, very ethnographic in nature. Afterwards, I then interviewed 5 Japanese teacher educators that were associated with Labo, and that in the hope that that would provide me additional insights into the Labo party system. Here are some of the findings the study generated. A party is typically held once a week and lasts about 80 minutes to about 120 minutes, and it consists of 7 distinct stages. I know the graph here is a bit small, and so please refer to the paper if you'd like to know more details about each stage. Basically, the 4th stage, that's the theme activity, and that's considered to be the center of the Labo party. The students and the tutor act the story out together, frequently shadowing or echoing the English and Japanese narration played on the CD, the audio clip. The story is usually narrated on a paragraph-by-paragraph basis with English preceding Japanese. And you can see here that's stage 4, the theme activity here in the center. But as I said, a Labo party typically consists of 7 stages, with the first one being the greetings, then there's some songbirds as they call games, then a lead-in, a warm-up, then the theme activity, then a sort of a quick discussion where the tutor and the kids discuss the story. Then towards the end, there's another game being played that's related to the overall topic of of the play, and then there's maybe a quick review at the end, and then goodbye. That's basically the Labo party. And as you see, everything is situated within a story. That's the dotted circle here. Some implications. What I found was that a party with its 7 stages was too comprehensive for primary school teachers to incorporate in their classrooms. But I think 2 pedagogical practices or principles could be useful for Japanese primary school teachers. One is input-focused teaching, and the second one is theme-based teaching. As for input-focused teaching, primary school teachers could use English stories and audio clips for a few minutes in every class. The bilingual nature of Labo stories may be particularly suitable for young learners as they get exposure to the meaning of a story in both languages. Also, using an input-focused approach would likely reduce the pressure of having to produce spoken language that many Japanese primary school teachers face when it comes to teaching English. Theme-based teaching, on the other hand, might be suitable for teaching English to young learners because it allows teachers to create thematic units and include things like activities, tasks, and songs to increase children's interest in themes. However, we need to remember that theme-based teaching can be extremely demanding for teachers in terms of planning and implementation. If theme-based teaching is to be used by primary school teachers in Japan, specific training should be made available so they're able to implement these pedagogical or this particular pedagogical principle in the classroom. Even though the application of theme-based teaching may be challenging for second language teachers, if proper training is provided, I think thematic teaching could be empowering to NS teaching at primary school level. Considering the notion of context-sensitive pedagogy, have a look at Bax's and Littlewood's work, for example, it is also reasonable to assume that thematic lessons would likely be an effective facilitator of primary school age children's second language learning process, because then the content they learn would be especially relevant to them. Okay, that's it. Once again, thanks for visiting the ELT Research Garage. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Twitter. See you next time.